Welcome to ComNet Solutions Executive Technology Briefing webinar for small and medium business, ICT infrastructure, and network alignment in today's dynamic marketplace. Let's start with a definition of ICT, which is a newer phrase coined probably 5 years ago, which means information, computers and data, and communications, phones and voice, technology, or ICT. It was traditionally the telecommunications business, and separately was the data communications or IT business. But today, both technologies run on the same network, so the newer, more contemporary term is ICT, and each business, regardless of size, has an ICT infrastructure or system and a network that it's attached to. What is the SMB ICT alignment process? Basically 7 steps that can expand or contract based on several variables. One variable is where you're at in the process. Another might be the size of the system, the scope of the project, and so forth. The steps will always occur in the same category or same schedule, but they can be condensed or expanded depending on those variables. Why is process important? For many reasons listed here on the right. Allows you to prioritize tasks, focus resources, make good decisions, and promote positive outcomes. Now, when you came to the webinar landing page on our website, you'll also notice some forms that you could download. So if you would download the ICT alignment process and readiness worksheet, the first part of that, or the front page, is an explanation of this process. So from time to time, we'll be asking you to download those forms, or you can pre-download them before you start the webinar. Let's start with phase 1 perspective. What is small to medium business? And there are several answers to that depending on who you ask. Gartner Group, who is probably the world's recognized leader in IT consulting, considers SMB based on number of employees, typically 125 employees or below, or number of ICT devices, meaning computer devices, or annual revenues of 25 to 30 million and below. So it's not really important as to why these are categorized this way, but what is important is that you need to invest in an ICT infrastructure and network that can scale up or down with the business through investment protection, design flexibility, and migration. The bottom line here really is that, with no stability or maturity left in business today, small to medium businesses must compete aggressively and grow through a responsive ICT infrastructure and network, or by default, they're probably in decline and survival. It's either shaped or be-shaped by the marketplace and competitors, and technology can have a major impact on your ability to shape or a deterrent that allows you to be shaped. Staying with perspective, there are forces of small to medium business change, and they cause internal challenges, which really shapes what we call your current situation. In today's fast-paced business landscape, change can create volatile and competitive business environment. So when you're out in the marketplace approaching your customer segments, all of the external forces of change that might impact your business can fall really into one of these 6 categories. As you see, society, events, so forth. We don't have time to go into those today. They're available and other documentation. These forces can also create internal business challenges, along with, unfortunately, some self-inflicted business challenges. They basically fall into three categories: problems that need to be solved to survive, needs that need to be met to compete aggressively, and opportunities that can be leveraged for growth. So primarily what we're talking about in today's volatile business climate, you're either in startup or launch, growth and compete, or by default stabilize and recover. And what happens is your ICT infrastructure and network can create challenges both in the business and in the infrastructure that create hard and soft dollar negative financial impact on the business. Lost customers, lost productivity, and so forth. Where delivering solutions to those challenges through a more cost-effective ICT infrastructure and network can regain that financial impact and create a positive hard and soft financial impact on the business. So basically, summing it up here, we start with your current situation, and there's also a form you can download that gives a very broad overview of this whole basic slide and this basic concept. Let's move on again to perspectives and talk about society continuing. Society has gone through 5 major transition, and commerce has also gone through the same transitions you can see here on the screen. We're not going to go into those. And they all net out that we're in today what we call the experience-driven generation, where customers are looking to and loyal to the most positive experience. If you want a real good flavor of how fast today's marketplace is moving, you can go to the website at the top of the page and look at the Gary Hayes social media account and look at the real-time activity on many IT, telecommunications, cell phones, voicemail, and so forth activity real-time, and you can just see how volatile the marketplace is. Today's experience-based consumer, either B2B customer or B2C consumer, we're in the information age. It's a volatile business climate, and there's an unprecedented consumer mix of baby boomers, Gen Xers, and Yers. Of course, they're all networked and wired and informed, and they're loyal to the experience. So one of the society changes is this rapid evolution of consumer. Sticking with society, the evolving workforce, as you can see here on this diagram, that millennials use mobile devices for everything today. That's how they communicate. It's how they entertain. And 75% of enterprise apps will be for smartphones and tablets in the coming years. And many more mobile professionals will be doing business on mobile devices. Here's just another iteration of that. You see over on the left, 907 million people will use tablets in the next 2 years. Tablets are used for work, and home will triple in 2017. And if you look at the little graph at the bottom there, you'll see that many workers today are using tablets, mobile devices, and smartphones in the workplace already, whether there's policies or not. Recent articles in prominent news magazines and so forth have talked about this changing workforce and the changing nature of work. The bottom line here on this slide is that you need to be investing in technology that provides universal access, connectivity, collaboration, and productivity to this emerging workforce. Moving to innovation, one of the forces of change is the evolving workplace. So we're having changes in the worker, but we're also having changes in the workplace. You can see here by Knoll, which is a global leader in office furniture and design, has taken several surveys, and they have identified 5 trends that are changing the workplace. Again, mobile technology, the mandate to innovate new products and services, the battle for talent, to keep talent, to acquire talent, to train talent, to manage talent, the whole sustainability and green theme, and of course, distributed work. Forbes magazine released this example, basically the same thing they're saying you see over on the left, the work environment of the past, hierarchy infrastructures, flattened structures, flexible work hours as opposed to fixed, and so on. So you can see that the workplace is changing. And again, the bottom line here for you folks is to invest in technology that builds on your investment by anticipating and responding to workplace dynamics. Staying with innovation, the rapid technology of evolution, specifically information and computer and communications technology, infrastructure and network connections, are forcing businesses to, are driving costs down and increasing speed, power, and functionality. So bottom line here is that failure to evaluate your business voice and data technology and network probably every 3 to 5 years, 5 years minimum, can result in lost customers, reduced productivity, and functionality with higher costs. In other words, today's technology can become obsolete and a business deterrent very, very quickly. So companies need to stay on top of that. Also, staying with innovation, another force is the shifting adoption cycle. So as the rapid evolution of technology occurs, and you see it here at the top of the screen, what's happening is consumers, both business to business and business to consumers, are adopting technology much quicker. A majority of consumers and business buyers adopted technology to stay abreast and just manage their business. And laggards, if you will, only adopted technology when they were forced. Well, what's happening is more and more companies and consumers are adopting technology quicker, sooner, and faster. Bottom line on that is that you need to invest in technology in your business that has a clear migration strategy and an investment protection lifeline, which you see here on the left, instead of a traditional life cycle. Traditional technology life cycle means that product is developed, it has a life cycle, and then it goes into decline and obsolescence. Newer technology today has what's called a lifeline, where it gets to its maturity stage. New product development is already underway and beginning to be released. So again, look to technology that has a clear migration path and a lifeline. Sticking with innovation, another force is converging communications with data. As you can see, some of the statistics on the screen, the VoIP or voice over internet protocol market is growing rapidly. Number of seats in cloud telephony and cloud data communications is growing. So again, our bottom line is to invest in technology that unifies diverse types of information and communication flow into a single infrastructure over common media to universal user devices.